Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this particular video, we will talk about how you can deploy your machine learning project, NLP project or any other project, how you can deploy it. Very simple it will be. But first of all, I wanted to tell you what exactly our project is. Recently, I just built that one. I'll show it to you, then you'll get a better idea. This is my GitHub repository. What I did, I have created a stock and news app alert. Okay. In this app, what we do, we are fetching the stock price of a one company. I pick that company Tesla TSLA. Using the API, I'm getting this data and I'm extracting yesterday's price and the day before yesterday's price. Both the prices I am fetching. In that one, I am calculating the difference. Difference means what? For example, yesterday price was 1000 rupees. The day before yesterday price was 800 rupees. That means 200 rupees I am getting a loss, right? So loss percentage it will show me here. And if my stock is going to be loss, it will show me the latest news according to that. That is something we are doing it. Very simple it is. Again, the project can be anything, but I pick that one. And whenever my project is going down, it will give me the notification to my mobile number. Notification sent to the mobile number. You can see below. So this is something we are going to build from scratch. Now, first step, you have to make sure whatever project you are going to deploy, in your case, you can deploy any of the project if you are using. This is the one project we have built. But today we are going from scratch onwards. So what we will do, I will write over here for you things which we have to do it. I'll come to that one. First point, what we will do, I'll write over the first point. You have to create a virtual environment. Virtual environment you have to create. It is very important because whenever you solve or whenever you build any of the project, virtual environment is important in your local system. Now this is the first step we have to do. Now again, this entire project we will build. In your case, you can take any of them. The first step, what we are going to do, we are going to build a virtual environment. How to set up a virtual environment? Very easy, very easy. I will tell you that. This is my app already I'm using. So what I will do quickly, click on that, click on a new window. This is one new window I'll open over here. Already I have created a virtual environment. What first step you have to do, you have to create a virtual environment. Click on it, open a folder. Already I am working on these projects. I will click on this projects folder and this is a testing project which I have used. What I will do, I will create one more project here that will say testing 2. So this all these projects having into my virtual environment. Click on a select folder. So my testing 2 folder is ready here. In this folder, I will write down my codes. Now first step which I have mentioned, creating a virtual environment. I have already told you earlier also how you can create a virtual environment. Very easy steps over there, and below I will write that caption how you can create a virtual environment. There are some commands I have written down, those commands for you already. I can show it to you here. You can see over here how to create a virtual environment. Very easy. I'll make it zoom for you a little bit. See how to set up an environment. You have to go to the this one. I'll show it to you at my place. Also, what you have to do, go to the terminal, not terminal, go to that point and you can click on a terminal. Click on new terminal. This is my terminal. What you have to write over here if you want to create a virtual environment, because this is my first step. How to write over that? You have to run this Python m virtual environment and your environment name. Environment name is a stock. In my case, my virtual environment name is already set it up. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. This one, and this is my virtual environment. Can you see this? Hard coder per Python environment. This is now virtual environment already created. Whenever you click on this, see library script and all this virtual environment, I already set it up using these commands. You have to write Python M virtual environment and your environment name. And after that, what you have to do, whenever you create a virtual environment, you have to activate it. That's something you have to remember. Whenever you create the virtual environment, how to activate? You have to write my environment name is stock, then stock backslash scripts, and then activate. So activate, actually, this is the file inside the scripts folder. I'll show it to you. In this hard-coded Python environment, can you see that there's a scripts folder? In this script folder, there is an activate file. You can see this activate file. So you have to click on this activate file in that one. You have to write like this. I'll show it to you how it works. Right now, I am assuming you have created the virtual environment, but how to activate it, I'll show it to you. In my case, I already having a virtual environment. So go back. I have virtual environment in the Buildner practice. I have to write cd and I'll to write hardcoder. See, this is my virtual environment. I'm going into this folder. Then I am writing cd scripts. See, in the scripts, and then I have to write activate. And you can see right now, earlier it was written ps. Whenever I click on this activate, oh, it's not working over here. Maybe it's missing. I'm over here something. Maybe I have to go for this. I have to go there into the command prompt. I don't think so. We have to go into that part. Let's do one more time. And I have to check it first. cd dot dot cd dot dot, and I have to go for projects, hard code, and I have to go for scripts, and I have to go for activate. Mm, activate. Not cd. I have to write only activate. See, my command, using the command prompt, I have activated the hardcoder Python environment. Can you see this? This is how we can activate the virtual environment. In this virtual environment, now I have to go into this folder, testing 2, right? Because in this folder, I'm going to create and work on my project or my files of my project. Then what I have to do, go back, because my Python environment is ready now. It's activated now. Go back, and I have to go in this folder in the Buildner practice. I have a testing 2 folder. I have to check where exactly it is. It is in the Buildner practice. I have into the projects folder. I have this testing 2. Fine. Into this, I have a projects folder, and I have to go for cd testing 2, not testing only, testing 2. See, in this folder now I am okay. Now in this folder we will work entire thing again. As I mentioned, I already done that code. I'll not explain you the code. That code I will put my GitHub, then you can use that directly. What I will do in this folder, I will create a file. My file name is app.py. In this, whenever we create a project, there's a general file name we have to use, app.py. And what I'll consider, I'll show you that code also. This one, see that I have written down these codes. You can see this is the entire code I have written down. Entire code I have written down. Very easy it will be. I'll show you that one. What I'll do now, I'll go that quickly, slowly. Copy this and pasting over here. I'll show it to you and I'll make it zoom a little bit for you, because you will be very easy to see that. See this. In this one, I am using a request library. Why I'm using a request library? Because I have to extract the data from the API. sklearn library, because I am doing a prediction also. In my project, we are predicting the tomorrow's price of my stock. Okay, using sklearn, import linear regression, mean absolute error for to check how much accuracy my model is getting. NumPy, Flask I am calling here because I have to deploy, right? So Flask is the thing which we are going to take and help to deploy our project. And what is render template and all? Render template and all that will be helpful us if I want to deploy that thing. That is why we have to call these libraries. Fine. You know what I'll do? I am using this. These are my keys, API keys directly. I'll go to that. This API keys, where it is coming from? Initialize Flask app. Whenever we have to create a Flask app, That's something we have to call Flask app and this one. These are my API endpoints. So where it is coming from, very easy. So this API key will not work for you. These API keys will not work for you because this is my account only. This is these API keys. You have to do it at your end. How? I'll show it to you. First of all, as I mentioned, how to get a data from the API. That means kind of a news. First is we have a stock, right? So I'll show it to you. Go to that point. Here it is. And this one. Can you see this? Trading View. This is a website. This website will show you the stock for each and every company. Right now, we are picking up Apple, Tesla, anything. I'll go to Tesla right now, but you can check any one of them. See this. See everything. The latest one, $296 profit charges, 296.91, each and everything related to the stock, it will tell you. So this is something the one, the check the price of my stock. But there's one thing API document that you can say Alpha Vantage. AlphaVantage.co is the website, it's a platform which will give you the API. Can you see this written over here left hand side? Intraday trading, trending, daily. Yeah. If you want to extract the data of a company's daily basis, you can use intraday, daily. These platform Alpha Vantage will give you the API in a free of cost. That is why we use this. So everything is now. So you will do one thing now because I want to see the intraday. Okay, in this intraday time series data, it will give you API parameters are required. Again, everybody I believe aware about what is API. API is a platform in a bulk manner. You can extract the data. You don't need to store it anywhere. That is a fast way to get or extract the data. And this platform will give us a API very free and free of cost. Okay, now this is the thing. This is the API. See that you can copy this alphavantage.co and then dot backslash query. This is something I did exactly over here. You can see in my code here. See this? This is my API end key, or you can say stock endpoint. Okay. Now from this API, or this URL, my URL will go there. After extracting that, you have to accordingly pick the news also. Okay, this is my news now, news endpoint. So where can I pick the news of the Tesla, because my company name is Tesla right now. So go to that one. There's a one platform, newsapi.org. So what you have to do, you have to log in. Right now I have created it already from my end. Okay, so this account I have used to log in. Click on a login directly and you can create a new one also. I'll show it to you how you can create. Very simple. You can use I'll take it as Ujjwal, okay, and I'll do this Ujjwal grade and all. This is my password, individual. I'm not a robot. Agree and then submit. See, new email I have used to do that. See, this is generating the API key for you. Again, these API keys will not work for you. Okay, the similarly you can choose your account and to create an API. That API key you can copy and paste it over here. Can you see this news API key? Huh? This is my news API key. Whenever you go to that point and this is my account, see, this is something the platform it is. Go to back to home. See, now that API key they've given to you. Now click on get API key. See, this is the API over here for you. Everything mentioned over here. Very simple and very easily you can pick that API, isn't it? Now in terms of how to write and all that stuff, when you click on get started, you have the API now. Yeah. Then click on Python and all that. They will give you the entire code also. See this. This is how you can extract the data. See, you get data URL JSON the format. This is something you can extract it. Again, each and every platform nowadays will give you the code also how you can get the data. See, newsapi.org, everything till here. Copy this, and after that API will do the job for you automatically. See this. This is my API link, or you can say endpoint we generally say, and this is my API's thing and the stock API. Stock API you can get similarly like we did for news API. You can go to that point, you can log in over here. Accordingly, it will give you the API very easily manner. This is how you have to pick those APIs. Once you get the API, you can write over here. Again, this is our project. We are picking up a data from the API, but in your case, you can pick anywhere of them. no restriction of it. Now once it's done, you can go for that. It's that code. Go to this. Go to this, not this one. Go to this. Now entire data. So based on my requirement, I have created a function get stock data, stock parameters, time series. Yeah. Based on the requirement, I have created those functions, get stock data. In this stock parameters are functions. So where do I get to know these parameters? From the website only. Yeah. Because I want time series daily data. That is why I'm writing these parameters. So where these parameters are written down in the website, see when you come to this website now, can you see this API parameters, isn't it? Functions, see what function written down, time series intraday, isn't it? Because I want a intraday. In my code we are using a time series daily. So that means I'm using a daily one. Click on this daily, see time series daily. Can you see this? These are the parameters I'm using. I'll make it zoom for you. See that I'm using time function, time series daily. That exact thing I'm writing a function times. That means these are the parameters. Okay. Similarly, I am requesting a data request dot get endpoint and the parameters of it. Accordingly, I'm getting a data into the JSON format. Again, if you want, you can print that out also. It's not requirement. Okay, and it will returning the value based on the value which I want. Then after getting the stock, accordingly I am extracting a news also. How to extract the news? Similarly, like a stock parameters. Parameters I'm defining over here from the website. I'm storing the response, but you can see I'm saying here three. Three means whenever I'm extracting a data, it will give me the lots of articles related to the Tesla car. But I want top three. That is why I'm writing here three or get top three articles. Whenever I will run that website, it will give me top three news related to the stock. Only top three. It requirement of my business. It depends on you what business is your requirement. Then I am predicting a next day price with respect to the confidence. How to predict the price? I believe you know that, right? Machine learning model and all. You can do it anything. This code very easy to do that. I'm calling a machine learning model linear regression, fitting the data based on that. I'm predicting the value, and that prediction called as a confidence in my case. And that confidence I'm predicting and the confidence level. Very easy to do that. Now this app.route is the requirement when we do the Flask one. We need to use this app.route. This will initialize my app to go to the next page or to go to the next iteration, whatever I want. Then I'm creating this index. Again, these functions name can be anything, right? Now get stock data. This is my requirement here. Can you see this? If the data list is less than 2, I'm saying insufficient data to display the stock price. According to the requirement, I have built those things. Yesterday data, day before yesterday data, I'm extracting from the API. And all that parameters I'm writing down over here. Very simple. So this is something based on the requirement I am doing. Multiply, divide, and all that stuff. Okay. Then finally, I'm getting the news and predicting the news simply. And index.html because I want to show the data, show to the front end side. That is why we need a HTML file, or I can say index.html file. Okay, so what I will do, I'm doing it render template. This is the render template will be required whenever we want to work upon to the front end side. So I'm calling render template, index HTML, stock data, all these parameters I'm using into index HTML. That is why we need render HTML or this one, render template. All these one I'm using into HTML. That is why I'm calling this. And finally, whenever we want to run my app automatically, we have to use underscore name is equal to underscore main and app dot run. This will help my model or my app run automatically. What I will do, I'll copy the entire code once, na, rather than doing this. And this is my entire code, copy and paste. Very simple. Now save this file. So my code is ready. My code is ready. But whenever we work upon it, we need one more thing here. As I have mentioned, we need a HTML file also because I want to show this at the front end side. So my front end should be looks good, right? So what I'll do, go to this HTML, copy this entire HTML and create a new file in this separate in this folder only. And one more thing I have to mention over here. When I have to create a index.html file, that should come into the one particular folder. That will always be a good practice. So create a new folder. My folder name is templates, and within this folder create a new file that is called a index.html. Always we have to do like that and paste that as html. Again, all these html and all that will be the requirement only, but in your case it's not necessary you have to do like that way. Okay, now save this file easily. But sir, one thing is missing over here, that is called a requirement.txt. I'll tell you one thing. Whenever we want to deploy my code anywhere, we need a requirement.txt file. So why do we need this? Because wherever we will deploy the code, that server required those libraries which will run at their end to deploy my code. That is a requirement. यानी कि अगर मैंने अपना रिक्वायरमेंट फाइल वहां पे नहीं दिया, मेरे सर्वर को जहां पे भी हम डिप्लॉय कर रहे हैं उसको कैसे पता चलेगा कि कौन कौन सी लाइब्रेरीज को यूज करके मुझे इसको डिप्लॉय करना है? Because deployment is a different thing rather than building the app like that. So what I have to do, we need a library. I'll show it to you. I've written down already for you. Can you see this? Come a little bit down. Create a pip requirement file. You have to write pip freeze requirement.txt, right? So just write over here, say pip freeze dash requirements.txt. Enter. See, requirement.txt file created here successfully. Very easy it is. Now, this one step is ready. What we did so far, I'll summarize it quickly. I'll write it down over here. We set up the virtual environment, then we activate the environment. After activating the environment, what we do, we create a project, create a code, you can say create a code, and sorry create a html file for front end. Again, it's not required. I can say this is optional. I'm writing opt, that means these are optional. If your requirement is, you can create html, otherwise no need. You need only app.py file if you want. Okay, now after this, what you can do, what we did actually, we need a requirement file using a function, using this. I'll write it down over there. Go a little bit right, copy this, come down at the end, and this code we need, right, to create the pip file. That is fine. Now these are the things we did so far. I'll give them name to all of them. That will be better for you to memorize. Go to that home and give that 1 2 3. Fine. Then after this, the next step, what we have to do, we need a html, we need the app.py file. But one thing after that we require, that is called the GitHub account. I'll show it to you. GitHub. I believe everybody has a GitHub account, because we are going to deploy our code using a render. Render is a platform which help you to deploy your code, deploy your app freely. Okay, that is why we need render. Hmm? And if you want to deploy the code using render, you need a GitHub account, because automatically render will do that code using a GitHub. Okay, now what I have to do, go to the GitHub directly. This is my GitHub one. This is my GitHub. What first we have to do whenever we want to deploy, go to the repositories, go to the new, and then you have to create a new repository. Just write, in my case, that is a stock price. I'll say stock underscore price. This is my repository. Click on create repository. Whenever I do this, this repository has been created now successfully. In this repository, we have to put our all the code. That is the requirement. Okay. Then what I'll do, that I'll go side by side both of them. I'll create my code. This is my code now. This was my code testing 2. What I have to do, go into this particular folder in the testing 2, and these files I have to upload here. How to upload? Very easy. Upload a existing file. Okay, and what I'll do, drag this requirement file and drag this app.py file, and click on commit. Right now I'm not doing writing anything, commit changes, both files are there. and exactly templates folder I have to create this index file. Similarly I have to do it. Okay, go to this plus create a new file. How to create a folder? In that I'm telling you, my folder name is uh, templates templates backslash readme, because I cannot do it empty. That is why I have to use a readme file where I have to write it. This file is for only HTML or front end. Anything I can write. Click on commit changes. Commit changes. See, folder is created templates. In this folder, I have to upload this index file. Okay. Click on add me, upload a file, and go to the templates. Click on index.html. It's there. It's there. Now click on commit changes. Very easy. These things will be okay. Whenever you click on that, see this. I'll show it to you how it looks like after that. Go to the repositories, go to the stock price. See, one repository is ready. In this repository, you have templates, app, and requirements.txt. It's ready. Then what you have to do after this? You need a render after this. Okay, go to that and write it down. Render. See, go to that render. See, cloud applications platform. It is a free of cost. It will provide you. Click on cloud applications platform. Click on it, and you need account. You need account. I already set it up my account over here. What you have to do? Get started from free. Whenever you click on it, it will ask you to sign in with a GitHub account. Okay, I'll suggest you have to click on GitHub account, because it will automatically fetch the repository from the GitHub. Click on GitHub. Again, you can do it with your Google account also. That's fine. See, that's something I already did it. Go to the dashboard. See, I have already deployed multiple deployment failed over there. Once the look and feel, this is a look and feel of a render looks like after creating an account. What you have to do after this, go to the new. There are multiple options which render providers: static site, website, web services, PostGIS, SQL, and many more services. Right now, we want to deploy our app. Just click on web service. We need a web service to deploy only. Isn't very simple it is. Whenever you click on it, it will take some sort of time. It is asking you to connect a GitHub. Okay, click on a GitHub. It will automatically pick up. See, now click on my repository. This my fold one name. Now it is asking you, you want all the repository or only one selected repository, because you want to deploy only one particular repository. Click on only select one. The repository name is stock something, na? Stock price. See, click on it and click on install. It will take some sort of seconds to put everything over here. Come on, come on, come on. It will take that. See, it's refreshing again. See, stock price come automatically. Yes. Select this and click on connect. Here we are deploying very easy. Just click on that. See, my name of the web service is stock price. You can rename anything. Stock price with the news. Anything you can give that name. And then you don't need to do it anything. Don't need to do anything. Now see that everything by default, everything is written down. You are using Python, main branch, US West region. You don't need to change anything, because automatically it will pick up a requirements file. As I mentioned earlier, requirement files is important. How your server or that platform knows about what are the libraries we require, isn't it? Now this G unicorn app.app, and you have to click on free version. See, there are many more options are there, but those are paid enough. But we are going for free version. They will give you 112 MB RAM and zero point 0.1 CPU. That's fine. Click on it, and you don't need to do it anything. See, this environment variables are requirement whenever you are using some critical information in your code, just like API, just like authentication ID. Isn't these are very secured things? At that time we need environment variables, but right now in our case we don't have any secured things. Then click on deploy web services only. Don't need to do it anything. It will take some minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes to deploy, because it becomes slow because we have used the free version of it. Okay, see that it is doing it. It's doing it. It will take some sort of seconds. Till then it's doing over here. I can explain you one thing. Till then, GitHub is important to deploy the code using a render. This is one of the deployment process using render free of cost. Again, there are many more ways also. but this is one of the way to do it faster and free of cost using Flask and Render. Now you can see this, it is installing all the libraries to their server, Twilio app, Tease data, whatever it is. There are many more things. Okay. Now, one thing I removed that code which I explained you here. Remember, I've explained you my code was earlier sending a notification to the mobile also, right? And that is also working. I showed you that earlier. But in this code which we are deploying, I have removed that functionality. Why I have removed that? Because that one is requiring a authentication ID that is critical to share. At that time, if I write those things over here, at that time I have to purchase some sort of things in Render. That means it will not go to the free version. So these are the free for the basic ones only. That is why I removed that functionality of sending a notification. Okay. Now see that it is deploying, build successfully, build an app. Now it's in progress. It will take some time as I mentioned, and this is the link above. Can you see this? This is the link, and click, copy this link and click on it. Let's see our app is working or not. It will take some time. Maybe it's loading. Still it's loading. Right? It will take some time to do it. Come on, come on. It will take some sort of time. Mm-hmm. It started from 12:11 p.m. Okay, you're saying your free instance will spin down with inactivity, which can delay request 50 seconds and more. Okay, it's still loading because it's still working upon it. It's not deployed successfully so far. It will take some time. It will take some time. Well, it will take some time. That's fine. That's fine. I hope people you are getting that point and the procedure so far, which I've explained you each and everything from the step one. Till then, I can write over here the steps. We need a GitHub account. I'm writing over here GitHub account for Render, right? Then after this, we have to create a new repo and upload all the files. Then create a account on Render. Connect Render using uh, mm, using GitHub. Very easy. GitHub. After that, select the basic version of it and deploy. Very easy, right? See, it's deployed successful. Then click on it. See, my app is https stock price with news dot onrender.com. Isn't it working? Isn't it working? Now see that stock price. This is something we did. Yesterday's stock price was $296.91. Is it true? Let's see that. Go to the website. See, click on it. See that 296.91. Can you see this? Earlier stock was. This was yesterday's stock. Isn't it so simple? Now, yesterday's price was this, and the day before yesterday, $288. Now the price difference is $2.82, isn't it? That means I'm getting a loss if I purchase a stock 296 rupees. Now it is showing me 288 rupees. That's fine. It's in loss. And this is what? This is in red in color. Then next day prediction using the model, it is 223 rupees. And the confident my model on it is 96%. And according to this, I am getting these latest news in my mobile phone. I got those things, right? I got that things. So these are the latest news with respect to this Tesla car. I got it. Three latest news I got in my mobile phone also, isn't it? This is how you can deploy the code very easily and fast and free of cost using Render. So that it is particularly for this video, guys. If you have something, you can check those below description and we can do that thing. But please work upon it and things will be very easy then. Thank you, everyone.